Hello, welcome to another gnöd-möd video. Can you believe it? It's happening again. By the time this video is edited, you'll be able to see both my face and my hands do the things that they're going to do. I have a guitar in my hands today, and yes, it is my guitar, but hopefully not for long, because it is in fact for sale. And it is in fact for sale for some reasons that I'll tell you about in maybe another video. But anyway, let's get to the gnöd-möd. Alright, so working with this on the guitar, it's very helpful to think about how you're going to be following your ears through a scale with your ears. What I'm going to do is I'm going to curate some cards here. I'm going to go through all of these and see if I could just find some nice cards that have only 2 notes in them so that we can use those first. Oh, I see those too. Let's see, here's another 2. Oh, they're pretty drastic though. Very drastic indeed. Oh, that's the baby shark card peeking its head. I see a cute little baby shark card. Oh, snap. Oh, there's another 2-note card right there. Alright, I think that's all of them. Right, I have all 6 of them? Yeah, there's only 6 of them. So, first things first is let's take a look at what's going on with a few different cards from here. Alright, so here's my set of 2. I'll put them aside. Let's take a look. I wonder what card I'm going to pull to talk about first. Let's see. Shuffle. Shuffly shuffle. Shuffle-ing. Shuffle-ing. Okay, here we go. Oh. This one. Can you see it in the... Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it right there. Can you see it right there? It's this one. Alright. This over here is referring to what you would encounter over here. It's telling you, okay, you've chosen some notes. Now you're going to go back and forth between 2 different ideas that you can possibly use. It could also look like doing 2 different ideas at the same time. You might notice that this little symbol on the back of the cards right here is what appears right there, and right there, right there, right there. It means, it's suggesting that you take 2 different ideas and you try and combine them. Yes. Are there any other ideas, other cards that have a similar idea? Yes. For instance, this one. You might notice that this right here, let's see if I can get it on the body cam, has the same symbol. There it is. Let's not point with the card so it doesn't get too confusing. There it is. There it is. But you can also see that's blurry there and it's blurry there. It's because this over here is telling you to choose another one of these cards, where you have one of these ladders for notes. Here's another ladder for notes. Now if you take really close look at the cards, you're going to notice that these are more well defined than these. These 2 little inner boxes are clear because you're definitely going to have at least 2 notes, and you're going to have at most 4 notes. That's why you have 2 very clear and well defined ladder boxes over here. And these are a little bit blurry because maybe you're going to have a 3rd one. Maybe you're not going to have a 3rd one. It depends. But what this is telling you to do is basically choose as many ideas as there are notes in one of these cards. So this would be very similar to this card, where now I'm going to have 2 different ideas. One idea and another idea. And then what I'll do is I'll say, okay, maybe I can put those ideas in some kind of pattern where I'll perform one idea and then perform the other idea according to these rules. I'll keep going. Let's see. Are there more cards like that? Yes. The ones that complicate everything, where you're like, oh, I have to go between different ideas. Oh, yes. This one over here. I hope this is showing up on the camera. This one over here also has that same symbol. The same symbol that would be found on the back of the mode cards. These are the gnöd-möd cards. Half of them is node cards, half of them is mode cards. This is the symbol for the mode cards. This is kind of like what happens when you take all 12 dots and you connect each and every one to each and every other one. So this will say like, all right, we're going to take one, but this also contains the idea of nesting, which I'm going to return to. Return to the idea of nesting. Aha. This over here uses the same symbol again. The mode card symbol. It's that little dodecahedron. Actually, a dodecagon, not a dodecahedron. It's an object that exists in 3 coordinate space systems. But this over here only needs 2. And it's the same symbol there again. So it's telling you, hey, I'm going to take one idea because there's one of these, and I'm going to have it flip the same idea between 2 different ones of these cards. So I would pick 2 of these cards and say, all right, I'm going to take turns. Oh, that's 3. I'll put one back. I hope that you're not getting seasick from my guitar strap cam. So I would say like, all right, you know what, I'm going to do an idea, whatever that idea is. And I'm going to do it here. With these 2 notes, it would be like a 6th. And then I would do the same thing with a 5th, a 6th, a 5th, a 6th, a 5th, no, I sang that wrong. But anyway, that's what that little one means. I'll put these back. Let's see, there's a few more that have the exact... Oh, here it is. Yes, and much like this one, much like the other one where you're going to take one idea. Where is it? Donde está? Donde está? You're going to take one idea and you're going to pick a card, and however many notes are on that card, in this case I know it's going to be 2 because I pre-selected them, I pre-curated them, I know that I'm going to find 2 different values from the same idea, because look, there's one idea here. This is one idea card right there. And then I'm going to say, well, I'll pick a card, and if it has 2, then I'm going to have 2 different values of that idea, because as you approach different ideas, you're going to see that ideas are ideas but can have different values yielding different effects within them. What? Let's see, any more that have that shape? I don't think so. I think I got all of them. Yes, yes, yes. So, those are all 5 of the cards that show the mode symbol from the back of these. So they're telling you to work with different concepts and combining different concepts together. Now, let's talk about this little symbol right here. As you can see, this little, it's like the side of a box or the side of a square, and this almost looks like it's going into there, and then these arrows are taking them and saying pew, 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 with like the little sound effects right there. Those little sound effects are there to say, hey, you know what, I could take an idea and I could put it in each one of these layers. So if I have 2 different values for this idea, then I'll have 2 different values for, you know, this idea. This over here uses a similar kind of idea, but this is going to introduce us to the idea of nesting, where you can take one idea and put another idea inside of another idea. Or let's just say, how about, since we're looking at this, and we say, hey, this is that same kind of note ladder idea. Where's those note ladders? Here's a note ladder of a 5th, like do, so, right there. Oh yeah, that could be this one. And you know what? Since I have 2 of those, I'm going to need to pull 2 more note ladders to see what I can assign to each one of those little ones. Ooh, a 6th and who knows what this is? Ooh, a 7th. My voice is gonna be jumping up and down, all around. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, hey, this 6th, this green card right here, is gonna be joined to this note. And then this 7th is gonna be joined to this note. Because I'm going to pick one of these ladders and put it in that box. And then I'm going to take one of these ladders and put it in that box. In fact, I'm going to show you there is a card that has exactly this concept in it, and it's this one. right here. That is exactly what this card is telling us to do. And that is the other portion of this card right here. Booyakasha. As you can see, it's got the same kind of things going on. There's a little note ladder that I'm going to be taking these other little note ladders and putting them into. Here's a little note ladder. I'm going to take these other little note ladders and put them into, but then I'm going to make sure I do it between two different ideas. Yikes. Now, what constitutes an idea? That is a very deep question, isn't it? That's part of the game, isn't it? Trying to figure out what is an idea and what is not an idea. Let's see, are there any other nesting cards? Oh yes, this one. Where let's say I would pick one note ladder card and put it into every step of another note ladder card. So then I would say, alright, if I have this note over here, I'm going to take a 6 and put a 6 there, and then take another 6 and put a 6 there. Oh, make sure that's not being blocked by my guitar strap. I'm going to take a 6 and I'm going to say this 6th, here, and then this 6 can go here, this 6th, and you could take a whole 6 and say, you know what, you're going to go there. You're going to take this whole 6 and say, you know what, you're going to go there. That's what this is. You're saying, hey, I'm going to take one of these and put it in each one of these. Let's see, are there any other cards that use nesting? Similarly, this one looks like it does, but I'll come back to that one. Oh yeah, this one looks like it's pretty brutal. And it kind of is, because what it's going to do is it's going to say, you know what, we're going to nest whatever we have. We're going to nest some into this one, and then we're going to nest some into that one. We're going to take turns which card we're going to nest it into. Oh, so caterpillar style. We're going to go and we're going to play alternating between a 4th and a 5th. I'll put the 4th on this side first. Alright, then we'll put the 5th on that side. And then let's see which ones are going to be nested in the alternating 4th and 5th. Yikes, the big intervals. Let's see if we can sing these. So, we're going to take turns. I am busy. That's all good. So then, what am I going to do? Am I going to do this? Oh yeah, getting back on track. We're going to take these and say, alright, I'm going to say whichever one. It doesn't really matter, because as long as you're trying, you're making the good work happen. So I'll take the 6th and the 7th, and I'll say, like, this is my 6th and that's my 7th. And then I'll alternate and be like, this is my 6th and that's my 7th. So like 6th, 7th, and then 6th, 7th, and then go back 6th, 7th, 6th, 7th. That's what that would be like. Well, let's see, are there any more cards that have nesting in them? This one looks like it has nesting in it, but does not. This is more like if I were to just pick one of these cards, I would take the one card, and then as I've rolled other patterns from these cards in other videos, I would just basically choose one pattern from this card. Let's say, you know what? Let's use the orange one. Deal with the 7th. Oh, that was so loud. I'm so sorry. But it's in the first triangle that I can see right there on that roll on the stand. So there it is. I'm going to do the first one. Let's see what the next one's going to be. Oh, the second triangle. So this is going to be a nice... let's see. Let's get the first roll. The first pattern is going to be the 2 of the triangle. So it's going to be like a 7th. Ooh. 7th, and then okay, what's the next one? It's going to be, I need to roll the black die. Here it is. I guess I should do the number that's facing the camera, which is a 3. That doesn't not make sense. Ah, interesting. This is like an inverted you really got me variation. It's like, I'll just do that in the 7th one time, like 7th, 7th, there. Do 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 do. Oh yeah. It's kind of like it, but it's not quite there. It's close. It's working it out. It wants to get there real bad. Yeah. This is how we wake up our brain. This is how we wake up our brain. Let's see how we doing on time. Oh my goodness, 15 minutes of video so far. Oh, here's another good nesting one. So basically I would take one card and then I would have it go into two other cards. Let's put this one away. Oh yeah, this is actually going to be pretty sweet. So then what I'll do is I'll take, whatchamacallit. Hey now, whatchamacallit. What are we looking at? Yeah. With this card, I'm going to take one of these ladders, these note ladders, and I'm going to nest them inside another note ladder, but have it alternate between a pair of note ladders for nesting purposes. So that means I'm going to take this little purple card and I'm going to do this fifth so that it fits into sixth, and then I'm going to do this fifth so that it fits into seventh. And so it sounds like this. I felt like doing that, Lydia, and I hope you don't mind. Oh, that sounds really nice, moving it up through a scale, doesn't it? What's going on there? Yeah, that's what you're hearing. It sounds like it's a really pleasant and cool sounding exercise. That's the point. Because when you're bringing just the rigors and the constraints and the confines of musical thought into the realm of your mind, you know, you're opening yourself up to all sorts of possibilities. Let's see, I don't want to overlook any more nesting cards. No, we already looked at that. Alright, so we looked at a bunch of cards that have the node card logo on them, and we also looked at a bunch of nesting cards. I'm going to take a break for a little bit and maybe come back with another video. Who even knows? We'll find out. Alright, talk soon. Bye-bye.